Hi, my name's Richard. I'm a student from University Central Lancashire.
Come on, sorry.
Yeah.
My own personal bias there is totally allowed.
And I'm a student with an invisible disability, autism. And I found it interesting that I didn't see much of any on disabilities in the workplace talking about diversity. I guess my point is that, similar to the lady who just spoke, I've had friends who are absolutely fantastic at economics, run circles around me all the time, but they're dyslexic, and things like psychometrics tests just go completely screw their brain. And what I guess I'm saying to you guys and to everyone else in the room is kind of, okay, we may struggle on that initial bit, but with the right support, all you have to do is look at the, industry leaders with disabilities, such, with dyslexia example, Richard Branson. He's doing all right for himself.
Very good point, thank you. Great question.
So just say just 2 sentences on that. We have a very strong disability network where we really encourage people to disclose their disabilities. So one of our most senior heads of division is dyslexic. We also have a number of people with autism. We encourage people, if they've got mental health issues, that they also declare that as a disability as well. And we will give them whatever support that they need in order that we can, as I say, have not only a diverse workforce, but an inclusive one as well.
But it's interesting, isn't it? You would only know that if you were inside already.
Probably,
and I suppose
but
the point
really
of this session is how do you get the message out there that all are welcome. Interestingly though, one question here which I thought was interesting from the hall, which actually says, why should the Bank of England be diverse? Shouldn't the most qualified, most capable applicant be employed, whether this results in 80% female workforce or 60% male workforce, wherever the cards land, shouldn't that just be the best people available?
Well, no, is the short answer. If you get monoculture, there are rankings of education programs, in economics, so there'll be a global ranking. And if we hired the top, we hire 90 people postgraduate each year, and if we hired the top 90 from, it's either Harvard or MIT at present globally, we would not end up with the mix of people that would make the best decisions. And that is the point. If just getting one type of individual, one form of education, one set of backgrounds, one set of perspectives, however brilliant, does not lead to the best forms of decision. And the entire institutional structure of the Bank of England, learned through painful processes, is that we make decisions by committee. Those committees are diverse. We work to get those people, and they should be more diverse, but we've only some. Anyways, that's another story. But the people underneath, we build out that diversity in order to have that challenge, different perspective, complementary skills, and talent.
And if people switch off from listening to what you're saying because they feel that you don't represent them, you don't speak the same way as them, then there becomes a knowledge gap, and then who fills that vacuum?
And then you have,
and then you get the issues.
Rand, that's exactly right. And it was to the woman from Uprising. That goes to that. Then there's that consequence as well, is you're not trusted, you're not as effective in delivering whatever brilliant decision
and you're not trusted.
Made.
It comes back to the very first point we had about trust. Any more points on this before we do the breakout session?
Just want to make one point. It's important to remember what we do. Okay, so the economy is 65 million people, hundreds of thousands of companies, all interacting, and then the global economy as well. And you can't understand that perfectly. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to work ahead of ourselves, because the policies like monetary policy work with a lag of 18 months, 2 years. So if you get a group of people who all think the economy works the same way,
and it
we
works
have
for
to
them.
try and tell stories about why does the economy work this way, what's happening. If they all think the economy works the same way, then they'll all make the same decision. And how you think things work depends a lot on your background, what you've studied, sort of what cultural background you have. And
who your friends are, who you mix with, all of those things affect us, whether we like it or not. We take it all in the door when we go in.
All goes into
Absolutely.
it. So that diversity gives us protection. So when the Queen asked the Royal Economic Society, well, why did no one see the crisis coming? And nobody did see the crisis coming. I think it's part of that question goes to diversity of thought.
And it's the same, you know, same in general. Why was everybody surprised by Brexit? Because we were talking to each other and not necessarily talking out, and we weren't going to Fleetwood and we weren't going to Boston, we weren't, you know what I mean? And there's a truth in that for, I think, lots of organisations to learn from that. Should we leave that there and then should we go to our breakout session? I think it's probably about time for that. Let's get brilliant Joe back up, who's going to explain the next few sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes, I think. We're going to do a 10-minute breakout session.